JonnyPink. Today I want to talk to you about Fotopro X Airfly Mono. This thing is pretty amazing. One thing I don't think I mentioned in everything is the adjustment to the feet. There are little buttons on the bottom over here, right? And so it allows you to go all the way down. It'll lock if you don't want it quite as wide. See, as you go, you have a couple of different detents. And if you just bring it back up like that, piece of cake, man, so smooth. I am extremely impressed. This thing is as smooth as butter. I love this. Absolutely amazing. Smooth as butter. Super lightweight, very, very, very strong. Let me show you some of the cool features. In fact, let's just go back and start at the beginning. JonnyPink, this is King Gillette Ranch, and I'm out here for two reasons today. One is I want to test this new RF lens that I have, and I like shooting on the R50, which is what I'm shooting on right now. And I have this fantastic new thing too. Look at this. I'm gonna go wander this way and I'll show you guys this fantastic. This is amazing so far what I've seen. So let's go this way. And this is King Gillette Ranch, and this is Canon's 600 f4, very long, very heavy. I've got it on the R3, and as you can see, I have it strapped today. Normally I handhold this a lot, but I would prefer to use a gimbal or something to hold it up. The reason I'm looking around is I see dragonflies flying, and I came to King Gillette today because, well, I know I'm going to get something. It's a beautiful backdrop, a beautiful place to stand. But that's not why I came. I have... I'm stuck here. Fotopro. You see that? And it's not... There we go. Fotopro. In full disclosure, they reached out to me and offered this for my review. And as I said, I won't review something and say it's amazing unless I've used it. And if it isn't, I'm going to say that as well. I hear a hawk out here someplace. I've tried other monopods and I thought they were crap. Okay. This monopod is amazing, and the bag is so big. The way I'll show you that in a minute. Locks out. These feet are extremely wide, so it's pretty stable. It's got the quick clips that I prefer. It's carbon. It is super, super lightweight. It's going to fit in my backpack really, really easily. And it's not going to stay this. The ground I'm standing on right now is at an angle like this, so if I look like I'm uncomfortable, that's why. The bag itself, if you just get the monopod, you can put any ball head on it that you want or any fluid head that you might have. They come with one, or I should say you can purchase one from them, and I think it's actually really cool. But this bag, the top zippers off so that you can put the entire fluid head on your monopod and carry it with you super, super easy. And to be honest with you, when they reached out to me, I thought, well, it's just another monopod, but sure, why not? I am incorrect. This thing it's awesome. Okay? I only found one downside in just playing with it, but check this out. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped stuff in the sand or something like that. Okay, so I've got my feet out nice and wide. They're easily adjustable, so if I want to, say, kick them down this way, kick them this way. There's a foot. I think most monopods have something like this where you can just push down and you can rotate it all over the place. Click it back in, get it set. There you go. And now you're good to go. But what I think is really cool is a lot of people, there we go. You have to click it back a second time to get it to lock back in. If you've watched people that are using pans or they have a gimbal and they're really down low, right? If you don't want something like that, this fluid head pops right off. That is so cool. Let me show you the base too. Lock it back in place. Now, if I don't want to use this entire monopod, I can just push this. There's a button. Push that in. This comes off. I'm going to do the same over here. I've just got a monopod, very lightweight, sticks in my backpack, no problem. But now I want to get down low and get a low perspective. There you go. I can get down low, get my low perspective, get eye level with the birds. Here at Gillette, you can't really do that. You just have to accept that you're going to be filming down on them or photographing down on them. But I think this feature right here is so incredibly cool. The other ones that I've used in the past, you have to unscrew it and screw it back in, and that's an absolute nightmare. So let's go back to now a full monopod. Base back in, snap, it's locked. There we go. I'm going to get this long so that I can actually show you how it works. Get it up nice and high. I should take this off. Okay, now I'm all locked back in, a little bit too high. I love that quick release. Oh man, do I love that. This, for anybody that shoots video and you use a monopod, it'll make it much, much, much better. There we go. So I'm going to spin my handle, relock it in. But let's say that you are filming like this. You can loosen it there, and now you have a nice long handle for controlling your motion. If you already have, say, a tripod and you just want to get a fluid head, you can get just this fluid head. If you have a fluid head, you have a monopod, this thing is absolutely amazing. So, I've already got the base plate on here. Clip it in place, lock it, lower it down to a realistic level for me. If you're using something like this, I loosen the collar so that I've got this motion, and then this allows me a full motion. You see I have it clipped on, and as I've talked about in the past in some of my other videos, always have your stuff clipped on for longer lenses, because if it slips and falls and it hits the ground, you might be out a lot of money. This thing is really, really awesome. Okay, and as I said, now I have two downsides, two things that and it's like this with any of them. The leveling mount that's right down here, that little bubble, well, if you're actually trying to get level, the placement of these on all of them is in a bad spot. I can't see it. The other thing is with all of these as well, and I understand why they do it on the fluid heads, you need a nice wide base, is as you're carrying it, I tend to carry my stuff handheld a lot, these wide bases, are actually a little uncomfortable. Most large lenses come with a pad here that you can use for holding. This makes it a little uncomfortable because it digs into your hand, but past that, this is amazing. Tomorrow I am going to Malibu Lagoon. I'll use it both ways. We'll see what kind of setup I get. One more thing, when I talk about points of contact, this comes with a strap here. I've got my strap attached to my lens, so if I'm carrying it on here, I will have it attached to that. Looks like they're getting ready to water, so I'm going to wander this way so I don't get squirted. Some of it I don't care about, but some of it I do. Locked. Locked. Tight. And locked. And locked. I'm shooting at 1/500th of 840 millimeters, f7.1, and an ISO of 400. This really is so much better than hand holding this. I can't even tell you. One thing I forgot to mention now that I'm here at Sepulveda Basin is monopods are fantastic. They're not a tripod. Do not walk away and leave a lens, even if it feels like it is relatively stable. It's not. So that's one thing about monopods as compared to, say, an actual tripod. They're not the same. Let's go see what there is out here. I keep getting buzzed by something that looks like it probably has a stinger. And I've got my hands full, so I really can't just kind of brush it away. Don't want to get stung. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Right there, I think I'm way too close. Oh, maybe not. Okay, and record. And there is a grebe over there too. So let me get everything nice and loose. And find the grebe. There you go. Nope, that's a duck as well. Makes it so much easier. It really does. So this is the Fotopro X Airfly Monopod. Let's see if I can hold that up so you can see it. A little bright out here. All right, I'm gonna go see if I can't get some spiders on the way back to the car, and tomorrow will be the beach, which is where, after using it some more, already I think this thing is pretty doggone amazing. And again, I won't just say, hey, this is awesome because somebody wants to give me something or they want me to work with them or any of that. My channel's small, so that's not really ever an issue. But integrity. If I think something's awesome, I'm going to tell you I think this is awesome. I don't want to use it. Okay, so I'm back at my car. Why? Well, because they were turning on the sprinklers, and this is King Gillette, and for whatever reason, they're having an event here today. They have events here all the time. It's okay. As I showed you over there, and I was talking about this head, there's a button that's, I probably can see it, but there's a button that's right there. Okay, just push the button, this pops out. The base does exactly the same thing, and then once you push it back in, it clips in place. So it's nicely locked. This base down here that I was showing you before, this base here, there is a little lever. You can step on it, and your tripod will move any which way you want. To re-engage it, step on it again, you'll feel it click back in. Simple, all locked back up. And as I was showing you out in the field, you have this same button that's right here. If you push that, this comes off. So you have that same swivel assembly if you want to get down low and close and personal. An adjustable handle right here. I love that. That's pretty awesome. The swivel head, I don't think I showed you how this actually works. I did show you these quick clips, which I like a lot. So, if you've never used a fluid head, there's a knob on the side which allows you this motion. And they're really, really tight to allow for a fluid movement. Relock it back up, and now I'm actually locked in place and it's not going to move if I don't want it to. You also have the option of taking this off if you don't want to use that, or if you want it on the other side, just spin it around and it goes in. The one downside I mentioned is, well, I mentioned that level. I don't really think you ever use it, but on a lot of ball heads, any of those are always in a terrible spot. You can get a leveler, but use the leveler in your camera. It shows you this way and also this way, so you know what you're looking at. This base here, because it is so much wider than the foot, when you're carrying it, it becomes a little bit uncomfortable. Not a big deal, just something I would personally change. So watch this, clips in. It's not going to come out if it loosens up this way, but I'm going to lock it in. On the side of my lens, if you notice, this keeps it from spinning. On the side of my lens, if you notice, these big lenses tend to have clips on the side, or you can wrap something around the foot. The foot also has a hole here, so I can put something through that. But now I've got a long nylon strap from an old piece of equipment. This thing is probably strong enough to hold me, so I know it's not going to break if it hits the ground. But now I'm going to clip these two. Got this base. And now, as I walk, if something lets loose, I've got a safety. It's a personal thing. And if you don't have one of these, this comes with it. This is really awesome. If you didn't, you could always attach something else around here. But this will hold it just fine. Not really worried about it. Lock it up. And you've seen these people walking around with stuff like this. I've got a secure base. I have something I can take a lot of video with. It makes it much easier. One complaint that people say about, oh, I like the big lenses, but they're so heavy, I don't carry those anymore. I get it. You've seen how much nonsense I carry when I'm out. The reason is, if I want to use something, I don't want to be without it. All right, I think it's time to go to the beach. Let's go. Well, I can't go that way because the beach is actually that way. So I'm just going to fade out here and let's go to the beach. So today this is Malibu Lagoon. I'm shooting on my very old 17-45. It's an f4L lens, Canon of course, and this was my comparison today out here at the beach. But I also have my Fotopro X Airfly Mono with their fluid head on here. And I've got links to all those, as I have showed all the way through this video. Today, now that I'm out here, I'm gonna lay down in the sand. I love this feature where it just snaps off. I'm gonna use it down at the base. And this is actually a quick way, if you wanted to just jump to being handheld, if you see something and you wanna get down, just pop this off your handheld. You don't have to mess with any of the rest of the stuff. It comes off. It is fantastic. I was showing James in the parking lot when we first showed up here, and he was just blown away. He says, yeah, I've been wanting a monopod. Well, this one is awesome. All right, I think I'll go that way. What's that? Yes, those are, I think they're double-crested cormorants. Pigeons that I love, and you have the pelican out there. So as you can maybe see, if you're down on the ground, the beach, everything is covered in sand. I think everything I have has sand in it. The tripod that I'm using there has the legs don't move so good anymore. They don't extend. It's really sticky because of all the sand. Now, time to put this all back together. Again, it's that easy. If you did, you did. I shot video of you anyway.
Oh, okay.
All right, the little lock I was talking about is right back here. So if you take this and you just push it up, you're locked now. It's not gonna disconnect on you as you're walking. I forgot to mention that yesterday as well. JonnyPink, man, all I can ever say is thank you for letting me share with you guys. I only got a couple of shots here today. Today was really to talk about this Fotopro X Airfly Mono and the MH6S fluid head. I keep wanting to say ball head. It's a fluid head. I came out here to hang out with Tony and also to hang out with James. So I didn't know if there was going to be much out here. Doesn't really matter to me. I wanted to talk about this. If this can survive the sand like this, it's awesome. It is so easy to use. It's a lot of fun. I cannot say thank you enough to Fotopro. They have a lot of great, neat stuff. And again, down below, I've got links to their website, to this gear that I'm using right here. They've got other tripods if you're interested in a tripod. Thank you to Fotopro. Thank you to you guys for letting me share with you. I appreciate it like I can't tell you. I come out a lot to shoot different things. Some of it I dump, some of it I share in the videos. I shoot 10 times more than I ever put in a video. So I cannot thank you enough for letting me share with you. Give it a thumbs up. That's the only thing I ever ask. Again, they sent me this in full disclosure. It is a phenomenal product. And as I was talking to them about it, I said I will not put my name on anything that I don't believe in, and if I think there's problems with it, I'll say that. Again, the only problems that I find is these bubbles, little bubbles on these things, they're always useless. And the base on these, I understand why they're wide. It's like that on all those. It just on big lenses, it makes it a little more difficult to carry. That doesn't matter at all. And again, even in the sand, this thing is like butter. And I didn't show this, but I've got it listed at the front there, and I'll list all the specs over here too. This thing will extend, so if you're 9 feet tall, no problem, this thing will handle it. I'm rather short, so I keep it down low for me. JonnyPink, thank you. Give it a thumbs up. We'll see you guys. I'm gonna stand here and fade, watch this.
Smack in the center. There you go. Now you just gotta go right. Oh, the other right.
This thing is buttery smooth, man. Wow. I just knocked off a whole slew of sand. If it can survive the sand, it can survive anything. It's amazing. It really, really is. So thank you again to Fotopro. Links are down below. Please go check them out. It's absolutely amazing. We'll see you guys.